Today we're going over something super simple. We're basically just going over the lighting that I use in some of my photo shoots and how that affects your relationship with not only the model's face, but also the background and just the kind of things that you can do with a simple setup over here. A couple of V-flats, a backdrop, and then you need some powerful lights, but if you use flashes instead, then I think it's very possible to achieve a lot of this for a significant fraction of the price of the lights that I have right here. So when I light my shoots, I usually try and make it so that you can shoot video and photo at the exact same time. I think that gives you the most flexibility. Constant lights are so much more advanced than they used to be, but a lot of people prefer to use strobes, and I think strobes have their place. I prefer to use constant light, so that's what I'm gonna be going over in this video. Also, constant light is like just so much easier to move, and you don't have to test the strobes or have like a certain shutter speed. I think constant light is superior in many ways, but if you can't afford to have very strong constant lights, then use strobes if you have to. Okay, so the main thing I want to highlight right here is the Nanlite Forza 500B. So what this light is basically allowing me to do is I can take this light and turn it on, and it will compete with the sun that we have going on outside. So you see how bright the source is here? That's my hand with the sun. And then if we come over here, this is my hand with the Nanlite. This is me in the Nanlite source, and then if we go over to the sun, the sun's obviously a little bit brighter because it's not as diffused, but if we use this piece of diffusion right here, then we have a very similar exposure to what we have with the 500B. My favorite thing about using this light, and the big advantage of it, is that it is bicolor, so it can go all the way down to tungsten, 3200, 2700, and then all the way up to 6500 for a little bit more of like a blue hour or an even whiter white. This is a very versatile tool, and once you get used to using something with this level of power for light, you kind of never want to go back. You want to keep using this light, even if it's at 1%. 1% on this light is going to take you so much further, and being able to dial down from like 1 to 100% to 50%, it just gives you a lot of flexibility when you're working with video and photo at the same time. For the key light, we're using the Nanlite Forza 500B, and then the panel light we have right behind me is the Nanlite Pavo Slim 60C. I'm just using that as a fill for my model to make sure we see all of her clothes. And then right up there in the corner, you might be able to spot the Nanlite Forza 60C. We're using that as a hair light on the model. So you can see in these pictures that she has a lot of light on her, and the light's hitting her at different angles. That's because I'm blocking off some of the bounce with these two V-flats. All the other lights that are coming in on her are there to accentuate and angled to accentuate her jaw structure and her bone structure. So I basically designed the light to shape her face in such a way that we see the best that she has to offer. And I think that when you're working with light and you're working with a model, that should always be the first thing. Not like, how cool can I make my light, but how can I shape the light on my model's face in order to achieve the desired result. I don't know if you could tell, but it's very sunny and very warm in the studio, and I turned off the AC in order to record this video. So I'm gonna finish breaking down and just go over the rest of the lighting back at home and explain anything else that I missed. But thank you so much for watching this part, and I'll catch you in the next one.